Back on the Chad Hasty Show, News Talk 790 KFYO. Early voting going on this week in the city of Lubbock in the runoff elections. You have runoffs in District 2, District 1, and for municipal judge as well. And I think you had a little over 600 people vote yesterday in early voting. So hopefully get more people out there to vote today. I think it's surprising a lot of people that we have another round of early voting, another round of voting. But we do. And joining us in studio right now in the runoff for District 2, Jared Hall, candidate for Lubbock City Council. Welcome back, man.
Good morning, Chad.
How are things?
Oh, looking good. We're out there. The voting's happening. I'm out there reaching out to the people and trying to get them out to vote. That's what we're looking for today. Is we're just asking people to go vote.
Well, and you need a big push. I know that from folks who are in District 2 and folks who may not even realize they're in District 2. I guess how far west does District 2 expand to?
It goes all the way to Gary Avenue, right next to Monterey High School. That's the western border between 50th and 34th Street.
Okay.
And so it's the Wheelock Monterey neighborhoods, Clapp Park, Bayless Atkins, Oakwood, all that.
And there, I think, we've brought this up before, a lot of people in that area who don't know that they are actually part of District 2.
Yeah, a lot of them don't, and then they're also used to being ignored. And so my message is, look, if you want more of the same, if you want to be ignored, if you want to count someone that's going to vote to raise your taxes, then go ahead and don't vote today. But if you want to change, if you want to see some representation on the city council, then I'm your candidate.
Last week you held a press conference talking about substations.
Yes, I did.
What's the issue with substations?
Well, if the city of Lubbock is going to move towards building substations, and it looks like they are as we continue to grow, it's just going to make economic sense. Then I feel like that the best use of those substations would be to place them in these neighborhoods where we're seeing a significant increase in crime, particularly that Bayless Atkins neighborhood over by Lowry Field.
Have you had any conversations with anyone with LPD about how many substations may actually be needed in the future?
Yeah, I have. I spent about 2 hours a couple of weeks ago talking with Chief Stevens about everything relating to the police force, from the current police station to proposed expansions to substations to how they handle how their business is run and all that. And that was one of the things that we did cover was substations. And I don't want to speak for him, but my impression was that yes, he would like to see substations, and he would like to place them in certain neighborhoods. But I feel like we should have someone on the city council that has a little bit of input and kind of tries to direct those towards the way that it benefits the citizens of their district.
About how many substations do you think we need right now?
It all depends on growth. You got to remember, we've got our current station. We just have one station downtown. Then you look at the size of Lubbock, and it looks like maybe here in the next 10 years we should see something like 3 substations, one in the northwest, one in the southwest, and then one there in central Lubbock where we're seeing the problems with crime.
Mm-hmm. Visiting with Jared Hall, you said you spoke with the police chief. What's the... And I don't know if you've spoken with other police officers, just, casually spoken with them, but what's the mood over at the police department?
They are moving in a direction to get more involved in the community. They recognize, they know the crime problem here. They're out there every day. They know what's going on, and they hear the citizens' concerns, and they're working to address that. It's just a matter of changing the way they have done things in the past to catch up with not only what works best for the community, but also to take advantage of the technology that we have available today.
Visiting with Jared Hall, candidate for Lubbock City Council. Can you stick around one more segment?
I sure can.
All right. We'll go ahead. We'll take our break. When we come back, more with Jared Hall, candidate for Lubbock City Council, District 2. Get out there and vote. Jared Hall, the conservative in the race in District 2, the only conservative in the race for District 2. So get out there and vote. Chad Hasty Show, News Talk 790 KFYO. Jared Hall, candidate for Lubbock City Council, District 2, in studio. Early voting continues this week. Get out there and vote. We were talking about LPD. One other issue that has popped up with LPD and City Council voted on it this last council meeting was, I guess, a research that's going to be done by some Texas Tech professors on 12-hour shifts for LPD.
Yeah, I saw that.
What are your just overall thoughts on that? Do you like the idea, not like the idea? Is that just a LPD issue and leave that one alone, or you think the council will look into it at some point?
Well, I like the idea that they're actually looking at it. There's no reason to keep doing things the same way you've been doing them just because that's the way we've always done them. So, yeah, if the 12-hour shift is causing fatigue and causing them not able to perform their job, then maybe they should reduce it down to 8 hours. But if a 12-hour shift is the most efficient use, then we stick with that. So yeah, we got to wait to see what the results are. But I do like the idea that they're actually out there studying it rather than just sitting back and just doing it the way they've done it.
I just wonder if that has any impact on the hiring. We constantly hear about how the police department understaffed and not enough officers, and once they do get hired, sometimes they get hired off by somebody else, and I just wonder if that plays a part in it.
Yeah, you tell them, well, congratulations, you got the job, but you got to work 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, anyway, and then you have another police department, maybe like Abilene, and I don't know how many hours you have to work there, but let's just say it's less than if it's less than 12 and you get paid a little bit more, I could see where some officers might go, oh, okay.
Possibly. So maybe that might be part of their study, is these hours also a factor in who decides to take the job? So, yeah, I think it's a great idea to look at it.
The mayor has brought up the issue of sirens and looking at tornado sirens. Again, no firm yes or no from him. I think they just want to look at how much the entire thing's going to cost. If you're elected, you're going to be dealing with this issue. So what will you be looking at if the issue of sirens is brought up?
We need to look at first and foremost, is it the most efficient use of the city's money? You can look at there's been studies done on these sirens as to whether they work. I know the popular conception is, well, I hear the siren and I know to go inside, but you have to remember that look at the experience that they had in Joplin, Missouri, when they had that horrible tornado several years ago. One of the first things that happened was the tornado and the high storms knocked out the tornado sirens, so they didn't go off. Second thing, the heavy rains and the hail at the time, most people inside couldn't even hear the sirens. So you have to understand that for sirens to be an option, it has to be something that's effective, because we got to focus on the number one goal, is to alert the citizens that there is a danger. And if we give this false sense of security that, oh yeah, we put up sirens, and then people are in their house and it's a heavy storm out there, but they're like, well, I don't hear the siren, so I don't need to worry about anything, when they could actually be in danger. So we need to focus on what's the most effective way to get to alert our citizens.
Visiting with Jared Hall, candidate for Lubbock City Council. Budget issues, obviously, you're going to be jumping in right in the middle of it. I mean, that's just how the beast is right now. I mean, you're going to be jumping in right as they are into budget season. So what's the number one budget issue you think for the city of Lubbock moving forward?
I think is just to get a control on spending so that we don't have to borrow any further and we don't have to look at raising taxes. My understanding is that we're going to see the budget pretty much released to the council right about the time that the new members are sworn in. So that's going to be the first job, is to dig through that, 600, 700 pages worth of the budget and figure out, okay, are we doing a good job with the citizens' money?
What do folks need to know? Give them the spiel for about another minute or so. Tell them why they need to get out and vote for you.
Well, I'm Jared B. Hall, and I am, as you mentioned, the only conservative voice in this race. I'm the only longtime Republican. I am the only one that would bring that to city council. I need the Republicans. I need the conservatives. I need the people that care about what happens down at City Hall. You need to go out and vote. If you want things to stay the same, then you can go ahead and stay home. But if you want to see a change at City Hall, you need to send Jared B. Hall to City Hall.
Jared Hall, appreciate your time, man.
Thanks, Chad.
Good luck.